The pain came in throbbing waves. Rob had to lead her into her bedroom because she couldn't see straight. "Lie down," he said, and turned off the bedside lamp. Caitlin eased down, then felt the mattress give under Rob's weight beside her. She didn't open her eyes. She couldn't. Even the diffuse afternoon light from the window hurt. "It sounds like a migraine," Rob said. "Is the pain all on one side?" "It's here, in the middle," Caitlin whispered, indicating the spot. Now she was feeling waves of nausea. "Oh, wonderful. How romantic." "Here," Rob said, sounding surprised. His fingers on her forehead were blessedly cool. "Strange. They'd been warm last time." "Yes," Caitlin whispered wretchedly. I'll be all right. Just go away." And now, to top everything off, she told the boy she loved to get lost. Rob ignored the suggestion. "Kate, I was wrong. It's not a migraine. It's not even an ordinary headache. I think you're sick from burning energy too fast. Psychic energy. You've run yourself dry." Caitlin managed a feeble, So I can help you, if you'll let me." For some reason that frightened Caitlin, but a stab of agony made up her mind. "All right. Good. Now relax, Caitlin." Rob's voice was soft but commanding. "It may feel strange at first, but don't fight it. I have to find an open transfer point." Cool, deft fingers touched either side of Caitlin's neck, paused for a moment as if searching for something, then lifted, not finding it. They moved to probe delicately at the tender area behind the door. "No," Rob murmured. Caitlin felt her hand gently taken. Rob's thumb centered on her palm, his index finger directly opposite on the back of her hand. Again, he seemed to be searching for something, moving his fingers minutely, almost like a nurse feeling for a vein before taking blood. "No." Rob shifted. "Let's try this. Move that way a little." Caitlin followed his urging and scooted toward the side of the bed. She opened her eyes automatically and then shut them in alarm. Rob was bending over her, his face very close. Suddenly, a pounding heart added to her pain. "What?" she gasped. "This is just one of the most direct ways to transfer energy," he said simply. "You need a lot." His lack of embarrassment or self-consciousness saved her. Caitlin kept her eyes shut and held still as he put his forehead to hers. Their lips were almost touching. "Got it," he murmured. His mouth actually brushed hers, but he didn't seem to mind. "Now, think about where it hurts. Concentrate on the place." A minute ago she hadn't been able to think about anything else. But now, Caitlin's awareness was flooded with him. She didn't want to move or breathe. She could sense his entire body, even though only his forehead was touching her. Third eye to third eye, she thought dizzily. Then, all at once, a new sensation rushed in and drove out all thought of anything physical. It was so new that she didn't have any way to classify it. It wasn't like sight, or touch, or taste, but Caitlin's fogged brain tried to interpret it that way. If it had been sight, it would have been millions of sparkling lights that glowed and glittered like jewels, a dynamic changing pattern of multicoloured sparks, twinkles and flares. If it had been touch, it might have been pressure, not an uncomfortable pressure, but one that swept away all pain of her headache, like a river rushing through her mind, clearing out everything stagnant and clotted and decayed. If it had been taste, it would have been like fresh, pure water, water she drank greedily like an exhausted runner whose mouth had been full of choking dust. It was electrifying, overwhelming. It didn't simply take away the pain, it filled her with life. Caitlin never knew how long she lay drinking in the life-giving energy, but sometime later she realized that Rob was slowly sitting up. She opened her eyes. They looked at each other. Thank you, Caitlin said, barely above a whisper. She expected him to smile and nod. Instead he blinked. It was the first time she'd seen him at a loss for words. And then, as they looked at each other, a simple thing happened. Neither of them looked away. With ordinary friends, you always look away after a moment, or you speak. But Rob didn't speak, and he didn't look away. The air between them seemed to shimmer.